All righty, for those tuning back in from last night's Midwest Sportsman Motorcycle Racing event, we're going to run one time trial for all of these racers to get accommodated to the racetrack. They're going to get out here and learn the racing surface this morning, and then we're going to dive right back into eliminations for the Ironman motorcycle race and the $10,000 Midwest Sportsman Motorcycle Racing Shootout presented by Liguori Drag Racing. First pair of motorcycles that are going to go down his racetrack. Rick Halbrin in the left lane on his Kawasaki KZ powered by Fuel Tech Ignition. You got David Bashira over there in the right lane on his Suzuki Hayabusa. Both of these guys were laying down some great laps all night. Here we go, taking off for the first time, and Rick Alperin a little tardy on the starting line with a 2:14 light. David Bashira picking up right where he left off, 002 on the reaction time. Coming up next on the starting line, David Young in the left lane, brand new motorcycle, MedPro 560 winner Friday night. First race on that motorcycle. And he comes out here and collects the money in 560. The right lane, Austin Stidham, 00 light after another yesterday. No stranger to being a track champion here at Killcare Raceway. And there goes Austin right there, picking up again with a 008 reaction time. He's going to go 5:39. He was down 5:39 all night last night. David Young, not bad, 0:32. On the starting line now, Dalton Markham, Division II NHRA champion. He's made his way to Las Vegas before, and he went all the way to the final round in Las Vegas. Right lane, Nick Bowling III. Good-looking KZ drag bike. Dalton Markham, 009. Nick Bowling set up tight, 001 red. He got a 5:47 and a 5:33, right where both of those racers were at yesterday. Got Craig Adams in the left lane on his motorcycle he calls Shenanigans 2. And he is a multi-time track champion at Summit Motorsports Park in Norwalk. John Spooky Markham, right lane. He is a previous NHRA world champion. 011 red in the left lane. Right lane is going to go 044 green. Got a 495 for Craig and a 549 over there. Got a single run here, left lane, Andrew England. He was laying down some 660s and 670s all day yesterday. A string of 00 and teen lights. We'll see how he manages off the trailer here. .026. Good start. 163 short time. 671. Picking up about where he left off. Getting up here on the starting line now, Jordan Weiss. Yesterday, Jordan Weiss had a perfect 4 zeros reaction time, his last pass in the $10,000 shootout, and he was 008 on the tree in the Ironman race. And don't forget, Friday night MedPro 560, Jordan Weiss was #1 qualifier, 000, dead zero in qualifying. Perfect package in qualifying. Jordan Weiss picking up directly where he left off, 002 on the tree, 551. He had that motorcycle out in 550 or 552 all weekend. Right lane here, Davenport, Iowa, Joe Clemmy. He's been on fire. Every time he comes to these events, he does really well. Got a 20 light here. Paired up with a 608. All right, motorcycles, while we've got you quiet, we will need you in the lanes at 10:25. Motorcycles. We will call you at 10:20. We need you in the lanes at 10:25. Motorcycle racers, we will need you in the lanes by 10:25. We will call you at 10:20. Get some fuel in them things, get a fan on them, turn them things around. We will be calling you shortly. So for those here watching that are part of the car event today, and those that are at home tuning in, we are finishing up the tail end of a large motorcycle race that was here yesterday. Midwest Sportsman Motorcycle Racing had 128 motorcycles going head-to-head for a $10,000 payout, and the majority of those guys entered another IHRA race for an Ironman trophy. We have 5 racers that remain that are competing for an Ironman trophy and a $4,000 payout, and we have 8 racers remaining, and they are going to get right into action to finish off finding out who's going to be the $10,000 winner.
Jeremy, I know that you've been doing this quite a while. How many years have you been running this race, and my goodness, has it ever grown?
This series started in 2022. Most of us motorcycle racers were looking for a place to go and find where we can race for these large purses like the car racers do, and I put this thing together, and these motorcycle races are eating it up, and it is growing like wildfire.
I'll tell you, it's really neat to see these motorcycles that have come from many different states. So what do you think, what's the farthest that somebody's traveled to be with you here today?
So this weekend we have a returning racer, Mike Moore Jr. He drove up here from Bradenton, Florida. Mike Moore made an 1,100-mile trip to come up here and compete for this $10,000 purse and enjoy the environment of some old friends from up this way. And he says every time he makes a trip, the long haul has definitely been worth it.
Well, it's really nice to see you here today finishing up your race along with what we've got known as the old-time drag races, and we're going to start things off and finish that motorcycle race up. And we want to wish everybody that's still in that motorcycle group good luck today.
Yeah, it's certainly a great thing seeing all these race cars coming out here, all these show cars coming out here. It's definitely going to give us all something great to look at. And those motorcycle racers that stayed over from last night in anticipation for this event, and those that are still here, they're looking forward to watch some car racing once we conclude our motorcycle event.
competition. We need you in the lanes.
Really been going back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Like the neighborhood warriors. I don't miss, I don't play none, I don't diss, I don't say none. I go swish, that's an A1. I stay with no A1. Tell the chef, I said thanks. Tell I'm in the bank. Tell my mom I'm living good. Tell my kids don't stress a thing. I go back to back on the drops. Drop a lot and she pack the bags. She shot till we drop. I just wake up, I don't say nothing. I'm on go, I don't stay long. I've been up now, that's a case wine. I've been down too, like this day strong. I got summer toys for the summer boy. I keep drummer boys in the summer boy. I keep making noise, I've been paranoid. This is God body, you can never void. I don't miss, I don't play none. I don't diss, I don't say none. I go swish, that's an A1. I stay with no A1. Tell the chef, I said thanks. Tell I'm in the bank. Tell my mom I'm living good. Tell my kids don't stress a thing. I go back to back on the drops. Drop a lot and she pack the bags. She shot till we drop. These beats are up and beat 'em. These bags you can't believe 'em. I never saw the country but the money comes from Sweden. I meet 'em then I leave 'em. I wake up fight my demons. I never grew my circle. I can't trust you with my freedom. Give me locked down, keep you locked out. Only when it's here, you look pop now. I get drops now, on the top now. In the wintertime, still go top down. I get free. I don't go bust and I go plain Jane, watch me ski. Yeah, I see you now, I could tell you watching me. I go ghost, but tell me I'm more like his lead. Rockstar, baby, turn pop star. I don't miss, I don't play none. I don't diss, I don't say none. I go swish, that's an A1. I stay with no A1. Tell the chef, I said thanks. Tell I'm in the bank. Tell my mom I'm living good. Tell my kids don't stress a thing. I go back to back on the drops. Drop a lot and she pack the bags. She shot till we drop.
We have got Ironman motorcycles rolling around behind the tower right now. The 5 remaining Ironman motorcycle racers are rolling around the tower now. Jordan Weiss is on the elect bye with 5 motorcycles left. His 008 light the previous round yesterday has earned him the bye run here with 5 motorcycles remaining. During the same round of competition, Jordan Weiss was 008 yesterday. He came right back around and competed in the other motorcycle class for $10,000, and he managed to have a perfect 4 zeros reaction time. And then when he comes out this morning to make his time run, he cuts a 002 light. Jordan Weiss knows how to cut a good reaction time on that Hayabusa. All right, rolling in the water right now. Craig Adams. Craig Adams, Summit Motorsports Park, veteran. And in the right lane, you're going to have Nick Bowling III. Craig Adams got a 496 on that Fuel Tech powered Hayabusa. In the left lane, Nick Bowling in the right lane, out in 533 on his old school Kawasaki KZ drag bike. Craig Adams is the only man to have won a track championship at Summit Motorsports Park every decade for the last 5 decades. Craig Adams has been winning motorcycle races a long time. Craig Adams is going to go 10 red. Nick Bowling, 002. Nick Bowling's time run, he was 001 red, made a small adjustment. 002 on the green side. He's going to go 528 on that 533 dial-in. Craig Adams, dead on 6, no good with an 010 red light. Next up on the starting line, Rick Halbrin. Fuel Tech powered Kawasaki KZ, dialed in 524. Right lane, David Bashira on his Suzuki Hayabusa, dialed in a 551. Left lane, Rick Halbrin flickers the beams. Big time red light. Left lane, Rick Halbrin. David Bashir is going to move on. 020 reaction time. 548 with a 0. Real quick on that 551 dial in. And on your buy run here, Jordan Weiss dialed in 551 on his Fuel Tech powered Hayabusa. Great looking motorcycle. This motorcycle will win best in show. Most places he'll take it. Jordan Weiss sticking to his guns with his 00 lights, this time 001 red. He's going to go 549. Everybody seems to be rather quick that round.
Hey, once again, listen up in the pits. The Buckeye Stock Superstock cars, Buckeye Stock Superstock cars should be in lanes 7 and 8 for your one and only qualifier today. So bring them on up. You're going to be on track here in very short.
Nick Bowling and Jordan Weiss, the quicker you can turn those motorcycles back around and come back up to the lanes for this 10 grander, the better. Jordan Weiss and Nick Bowling, the quicker you can turn those motorcycles around and get them to the lanes, we need you as quick as you can make it. Midwest Sportsman Motorcycle Racers are in the lanes for the $10,000 shootout presented by Liguori Drag Racing. Jordan Weiss and Nick Bowling, those two were on it all day yesterday. So much so, they were entered in both classes, and leading into today with 5 left in one class and 8 left in the other, they won enough rounds in both classes. They're still in. So we are currently waiting for Jordan Weiss and Nick Bowling to make their way back up for their next entry in the other class to face off for $10,000. In the Ironman race, moving on to the next round, there will be 3 motorcycles remaining. You're going to have Nick Bowling, David Becerra, and Jordan Weiss. Jordan Weiss just took his bye run at 5 motorcycles, laid down a good-looking lap. Nick Bowling had a 002 reaction time. He is going to be your solo bye run with 3 motorcycles remaining. So Nick Bowling will have the bye to the finals in the Ironman motorcycle bracket race.
into the black hole. Sing for my soul. Through the black hole.
Jordan Weiss, we need you to the lanes. We are drawing and pairing motorcycles for the Liguori Drag Racing $10,000 shootout. Jordan Weiss, we are pairing motorcycles right now to send them around the tower. Jordan Weiss, we need you in the lanes immediately.
All right, listen up in the staging lanes. Listen up in the staging lanes. Stock, super stock. Let's go ahead and get suited up and ready. You'll be going after this round of motorcycles currently in the lanes. So it's not going to be very long. So suit them up, guys, gals, racers. We're getting ready to go.
In finance, God bless, no, this not by chance. Don't dab me, you're not my man. Don't at me, you're not my man. Mama said don't buy it if you cannot buy it twice. I cop by the tools and I don't pump fake with the price. Always on the grind, I put in work with all my might. I know that he got me now by sight. Yeah, 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 yeah. I skirt like bandage, I slide out landage. For sure though, grinding from the grip, no shame, take a photo. Time to take a trip, we head north to the border. Say you feeling up, I'm my favorite type of hoarder. I got kids to feed, I got enemies, I got guys give, so they envy me. Got some friends out in Memphis like I'm Aubrey. Got some friends fought for orange like some autumn leaves. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Slide out landish, V12 engine, all black like Batman. All black like Batman. All black like Batman. All black like Batman. All black like
All right, here we go. Picking up where we left off. 8 motorcycles remain in the Midwest Sportsman Motorcycle Racing $10,000 shootout presented by Liguori Drag Racing. First pair out, Andrew England dialed in a 670. In the right lane, you got Joe Clemmy dialed in a 607. You got a motorcycle racer here from Cincinnati, Ohio here in the left lane, and you have a motorcycle racer from Davenport, Iowa in the right lane. These motorcycle racers will come in from every direction for this kind of race. All right, we got motorcycle racers creeping in the beams here. Andrew's gonna go in first. Almost even. 6th advantage in the right lane to Joe Clemmy on the tree here. Let's see how we stack up here. We're going to give the win to Joe Clemmy. 7/10,000ths margin of victory, 6,000 stripe. Joe Clemmy is going to go under that number by 1/10,000th, and Andrew goes under by 8/10,000ths. Next pair up, John Spooky Markham, dialed in 550. Right lane, Austin Stidham, dialed in 539. Both of these guys, they carry multiple motorcycle championships under their belt. Austin Stidham dialed in 539, just like he ran in his time run. Austin Stidham's going to turn it 007 red. John Markham's going to be 010 on the tree, and John Markham's going to go way under the dial-in with a 545. Austin Stidham's going to go one over, 007 red. Pulling up to the starting line now, Dalton Markham, John Markham's son. Dalton Markham has been your NHRA Division II champion and has made his way to Las Vegas, where he also went to the final round in Las Vegas to almost crown himself as a world champion. Apples and trees with that family. Right lane, Nick Bowling. He is still double entered in the two classes, and we're going to see right here if he can advance to the final four of this class. We got a 547 here and a 529. Give it to Dalton Markham, 008 on the reaction time. Nick Bowling goes 003 red. Both of these guys dancing right around that perfect light number. And Dalton Markham's going to go 5,000ths under the dial-in. 546 on his 547. And right here, the final pair of this round, these two guys were the finals. They ran the finals together in MedPro 560 on Friday. David Young in the left lane, dialed 557 on a brand-new motorcycle. And Jordan Weiss wisely going with a 549 after his 550 time run. $4,000 separate him on the starting line here. We're going to give it to Jordan Weiss. Jordan Weiss goes down there and grabs the brakes as hard as he can, and David Young is going to put that thing under the dial-in with a 555 for the loss. Jordan Weiss is going to carry both entries to the next round in both classes on that Fuel Tech-powered Suzuki Hayabusa.
Tell you what, Jeremy, that's a great 2 rounds of racing right there. Look how close those things were. Even red lights, I mean, we're just teetering on that perfect light.
These guys come up here looking for that 4 zeros perfect reaction time, and they will do it within thousandths and sometimes 10,000ths on the green side and sometimes, unfortunately, right on the red side.
All right, so we're down to the final 4 in this particular race, and you have semifinals coming up here, I believe, in the Ironman race, huh?
Yeah, we're going to have 3 left in the Ironman race. Nick Bowling, he is going to take his he's going to have his earned by run to the finals, and then we will have 4 left in the $10,000 Liguori Drag Racing Shootout.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Fenton making his pass, and Craig Michael in the left lane. Craig goes through the 985, and Fenton, how about a 10-10? Marcelo Cardamone. Scott Taylor turning the red light on. Marcelo 53 clean and green, and Marcelo goes 1074 in the 40 trailer lane, and Scott Taylor 1206 Lawrence Motorsports lane. 68 Barracuda Brad Ross in Lawrence Motorsports lane, and Paul Boster in the Corvette. 40 trailer lane. Foster gets his 001 red out of the way. Ross 17 clean and green. And 1036, 26 miles an hour, 1046, 122 for Mr. Boster. Michael Redford in the 40 trailer lane, the 64 Dodge. Al Ross stages up in his Challenger here in the Lawrence Motorsports lane.
Motorcycles, motorcycles, we need you back to the lanes immediately. Motorcycles, we need you back to the lanes immediately. If you have won in your respective motorcycle class, we need you back to the lanes.
Wheels up charge for Al Ross, but he pulled the wheels out like staging beams to 34 red. Redford, how about 060 clean and green? 973, 136 for the big Hemi Dodge, and 999, 131 for the Challenger. Eric Patton. '68 Dart in the 40 trailer lane, and Michael Rook, Ford Mustang here in the left-hand Lawrence Motorsports lane.
Motorcycles, motorcycles, we need remaining motorcycle winners to the lanes immediately. Remaining motorcycle winners, we need you in the lanes.
28 for Patton at the hit. Michael Rook, 113 clean and green. 1158 for Eric, and about 1186 for Michael. Mark Buchanan, another Ford Mustang in the 40 trailer lane, and Dave Batta. Big Firebird, huh? There's one that fit in the old time drag racers race today. All right, listen up to the pits. Listen up to the pits. Class call. I need the modified cars into lanes 1 and 2 for your time trial. Modified cars that are here for the old time racers race. I need you in lanes 1 and 2. Bring them up. Michael Ortel, the 63 Plymouth, here in the Lawrence Motorsports lane. I don't have a card on the Camaro, but hey, stages up over in the 40 trailer lane. Identical reaction times, 55 left lane, 59 right lane. And a 990 with 134 left side and 1073, 123 right side. Jeff Ross, Drag Pack Challenger in the Lawrence Motorsports lane. Vic Hawley stages up in his Firebird in the Forney trailer lane. Both of them wheels up charge. Vic turned a little bit red, and Jeff Ross 21 up front. Ross 1060, 1157 for Vic Hawley. Tony DiPello stages up his 64 stick shift Hemi Plymouth and a 63 Fury here in the left lane. Craig Dawson. Dawson Loaders, Lawrence Motorsports lane, and Tony in the Forney trailer lane. A little too much clutch. Tony breaks traction. Red light start for Craig Dawson. 12:26.
Motorcycles. Super stock and stock. We are getting low on these cars. We need motorcycles to the lanes. Motorcycles, you will be next. We need the remaining motorcycles for the Ironman Motorcycle and the Midwest Sportsman Motorcycle Racing $10,000 shootout. We need you to the lanes.
And once again, we should have the modified cars heading into lanes 1 and 2. The Old Time Drags modified cars heading into lanes 1 and 2 for your time trial. Megan B. Miller turns it red. Aaron Russell, 21 clean and green. Megan goes through 1068, 121 miles an hour. Aaron Russell, 1375, 97 miles an hour in the Lawrence Motorsports lane. 68 Dodge Dart, Joe Ewing here in the Lawrence Motorsports lane. And we got a 62 Plymouth in the Forney trailer lane. 005 red left side, 34 clean green right side. And a 972, 136 over in the Forney trailer lane for Doug Wright. Joe Ewing, 1041. Derek Weish handling the driving duties in the Dodge Material Duster in the Forney trailer lane. Corey Griffith, Alliance Ohio Camaro here in the Lawrence Motorsports lane. Derek, 1132, 115 miles an hour. Corey goes through at 1153, 115 miles an hour. Andy Cronenbitter, the Cobalt, stages up here in the Lawrence Motorsports lane, and Bob Schiff in the 80 Murata. Next up over in the Forney trailer lane. Starts race, 51 up front. 941, 138 miles an hour in the left lane, and Bob Schiff goes 1209, 107. Larry Buckingham in the Corvette in the Lawrence Motorsports lane. Earl Rowe, Chevrolet Camaro, Forney trailer side. Earl Rowe, the Bossa Nova, Chevy Nova. In the 40 trailer lane, Rob Holmes, longtime Pontiac campaigner here in the Trans Am here, Lawrence Motorsports lane. Scott Schaefer, 65 Dodge Superstock B automatic car. Flytown Hemi here in the Lawrence Motorsports lane, and Martin Belchinger, 62 Plymouth, I believe that is, 62 Dodge. Stages up over in the 40 trailer lane. Seven up front for Schaefer, 106 for Belchinger. Big Hemi, 968, 135, 1128, 115 for the 62 Dodge. Superstock AH car, Mike Schaefer. Huntsville, Ohio, the Dodge Dart. Here in the Lawrence Motorsports lane, a Chevrolet Camaro, Brent Derrick. Hookstown, Pennsylvania, the Z28. Wheels up charged, but the wheels come up out of the lights and the red light ensues. Brian Merkel, the final qualifier. All right, now this will be the final run of yesterday's stock super stock combo race. Matt Antrobius in the Antrobius Racing Chevrolet Camaro, and Jeff Jones driving the Hemi 64. 65. Just about here. I'm getting old. Anyway, two great racers here. Matt Antrobius won many a race here at Killcare Dragway. Both these cars probably going to leave with wheels in the air. Well, let's see. Ninth thou separate those two at the hit. The big Hemi buzzing on the end, and it'll be Matt Antrobius in the Chevrolet 1104 at 114 miles an hour. Gets there a couple of hundredths ahead of Jeff Jones. Jones 27 on a 22 dial, missed the dial by 5, and that will be Matt Antrobius, your winner.
All right, here we go again. The Ironman Motorcycle semifinal. The remaining three motorcycles, Jordan Weiss and David Bashira. The bye run is for Nick Bowling, and he has elect to not take the bye. He is we are just going to foot stage this bye run for Nick, but coming up to the line right now, Jordan Weiss dialed in 550 over here. In right lane, David Bashira dialed in 548. Couple of great-looking Suzuki Hayabusas. Both of these guys, they've got championships under their belts, and they have a plethora of wins between the two. There you go. Give it to David Bashira. 0-10 on the reaction time. Jordan Weiss sticking right around that perfect number all day on the reaction time. 003 red. He's been stringing double O's and triple O lights all weekend long, and the red light finally got him. David Bashira is going to take that win right into the final, and we will have David Bashira and Nick Bowling III for the final of the Ironman motorcycle race. Yep, so your final round matchup in the Ironman motorcycle race. That is going to bring Nick Bowling III and David Bashira. All right, here we go. We're going to move into modified time trials. The line of modified cars in that staging lanes goes back a pretty long ways. We've got modified time trials coming up, and following that will be the semifinal of the $10,000 shootout.
All right, listen up in the pits. Listen up in the pits. If you are in the old-time racers Golden Oldies group, if you are in the old-time racers Golden Oldies group, you're on standby for your time trial.
Jordan Weiss. Jordan Weiss, if you can get that motorcycle turned and burned and back up to this staging lanes, we need you. We have the remaining 3 of 4 for the $10,000 shootout. We will be out of modified cars shortly, and we will be running the semifinal of the Midwest Sportsman Motorcycle Racing $10,000 shootout presented by Liguori Drag Racing. And for those of you just now getting here into the stands and those of you tuning in at home on Motor Mania TV, this is the Old Time Drags Modified Time Trials. These modified cars are up here getting their time trials in, getting their cars set up and ready to go for the race day. They're out here getting a feel for this racetrack, and they're going to do a whole bunch of drag racing this afternoon. Attention in the pits, Jordan Weiss. Jordan Weiss, we need you and your motorcycle to the many staging lanes. Jordan Weiss, we need you in the staging lanes. We will be running the semifinal of the $10,000 race coming up shortly.
All right, listen up in the pits, listen up in the pits. This is a class call for the old-time racers. Here we go, golden oldies in the lanes 5 and 6. Golden oldies in the old-time drag racers race today. Bring your cars up in lanes 5 and 6 for your time trial. That's going to put Grandpa Eliminator, you are on standby. All right, listen up in the pits. Listen up in the pits. Grandpa Eliminator. Your time trial will be an instant green. However, the race will be a flag start. Our flagman has not made it in yet, so your time trial for Grandpa Eliminator will be an instant green. We will have a flag start for the Eliminator. Hey, listen up in the pits, gang. If you are with the Buckeye Stock Super Stock Group, there will be a driver's meeting at Jeff Ross's trailer at 12 noon, and that means like you got, so many minutes to go. 32 minutes to go, or 22 minutes to go. Anyway, 12 noon, Jeff Ross's trailer. If you would please, driver's meeting. They'll discuss the ladders and get things put together. And once again, we're so glad to have you guys here at Kilcare Raceway. It's going to be a great day.
All right, we had a minor track cleanup situation down here. We had a race car driver break the drive shaft in his car down there towards the long end of the racetrack. We got everything cleaned up, and we are back in action. We only have a couple pair left of the old-time drags modified, and then we are going to switch gears and go directly into the semifinals of the Midwest Sportsman Motorcycle Racing $10,000 shootout. All right, here we go. We got motorcycles fired up, heading to the water box for the final four of the Midwest Sportsman Motorcycle Racing $10,000 shootout presented by Liguori Drag Racing. 4 racers remain when we started with 128 of the most elite motorcycle bracket racers in the country. You can travel far and wide in motorcycle drag racing. It's hard to find competition any tougher than you find it right here in the Midwest Sportsman Motorcycle Drag Racing. Our first pair here is going to bring us John Markham, John Spooky Markham, in the left lane. And in the right lane, you have Joe Clemmy. You got Bowling Green, Kentucky over here versus Davenport, Iowa. And like I said before, John Spooky Markham, this man has been to the NHRA World Finals in Las Vegas, and he has clinched that win. And he is a previous NHRA World Champion in motorcycle bracket racing. We're going to have a 547 over here for John, chasing down Joe Clemmy's 606. Major starting line advantage to right lane. John with an 049. That is not going to do him any good. You come up here with an 049 reaction time like that against Joe Clemmy, you can expect yourself to pack that motorcycle in and hit it right afterwards. And Joe Clemmy, 016, dead on with a 9. He's going to come up here. He's going to be 27 total. He's going to be ready to go. 25 total. Ready to go. Next on the starting line, Dalton Markham. Dalton Markham. He is a Division II NHRA champion. Dialed in 547 on his Fuel-Tech powered Suzuki Hayabusa. Right lane, Jordan Weiss. You've heard that name 100 times this weekend. Dialed in 550 on that Fuel-Tech powered Suzuki Hayabusa street bike. We got about 7,000 separate them up front here. Give it to Dalton Markham. 017 on the tree, one above with a 7. One above with a 7. Jordan Weiss, 024. Not going to be good enough when you get a Division II NHRA champion in the lane next to you. So that is going to leave us with Joe Clemmy and Dalton Markham in the final for the Midwest Sportsman Motorcycle Racing $10,000 shootout that is presented by Liguori Drag Racing.
All right, back into the old-time drag racers and the Golden Oldies class. Darren Ford and James Mullins. Ford in the Forney trailer lane, and James Mullins sets up in the Lawrence Motorsports lane. Wheels up, charge for the pair of Novas.
Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. Motorcycle racers for the Ironman Motorcycle Trophy. We need the final round competitors, David Bashira and Nick Bowling to the third, to the lanes. And the Midwest Sportsman Motorcycle Racing final, Joe Clemmy and Dalton Markham. We need you four to the lanes. We are going to run those finals back to back.
Jeff Crawford in the Nova here, Lawrence Motorsports lane, and Bill Scholler, S10 pickup truck in the Forney trailer lane. By the way, Lawrence Motorsports lane would be your left lane, closest to the tower, and the Forney trailer lane would be the right lane, closest to the creek, which is the northern barrier, the northern property line of Kilkerran. Shawnee Creek. Richard Dillman, Chevrolet Camaro in the Forney trailer lane. Jeff Lawson, Gordon, Ohio. That's a Dodge Challenger in the Lawrence Motorsports lane. And once again, the Golden Oldies cars should be in lane 5 and 6. The Old Time Racers Golden Oldies class. Your time trial, you should be in lanes 5 and 6. That's going to put Grandpa Eliminator, you're on standby. Grandpa Eliminator, you're on standby. Mike Sadler, David Berry 74, 674, and a 717 for Mike Sadler. Gary Pund. Now, guys, that is one of the original Pontiac race cars, and back then they made those big cars light, if you know anything about those things. And the Chevrolet Camaro tower side. Russell Stewart, Dodge Dart in the Forney trailer lane, and Kyle Tooker, the Chevrolet Camaro here, Lawrence Motorsports lane.
Attention in the pits, motorcycle racers. Midwest Sportsman Motorcycle Racing, $10,000 shootout, final round. We need you to the lanes. We need you to the lanes for the $10,000 128 motorcycle final. We need you in the lanes. Also, the Ironman Motorcycle Race. We need you to the finals. We need you to the lanes. David Bashera, we need you to the lanes. Joe Clemmy and Dalton Markham, please make your way to the lanes.
Hey, listen up in the pits. We know that some of you like to bring your pets and have them here at the racetrack with them, but we had somebody up here in lane 1 in the staging lanes. Their dog left us something to remember it by. Here's how we're going to remember it from now on. If you have your pet here and it does something that dogs naturally do, you must clean it up. And if you don't, your dog has got you a ticket out of the racetrack. So come on, bear with us. Do your thing. We like pets too, but we clean up after ours. You should too. All right, listen up in the pits. Listen up in the pits. Grandpa Eliminator cars. Grandpa Eliminator cars. In the Old Time Racers group, Grandpa Eliminator cars. Bring them up in lanes 1 and 2. And once again, your time trial will be on instant green, but the race will be a flag start. So just be aware of that. Our flagman can't be here until we get ready for elimination. So Grandpa Eliminator to 1 and 2. And as far as stick shift and sportsman cars, don't bring your cars up until we call you. Stick shift and sportsman cars. Don't bring them up to the lanes until we call you. One, two, three, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That'll be a good spot to start.
Motorcycle, $10,000 shootout final. Joe Clemmy and Dalton Markham, we need you to the mini staging lanes. Joe Clemmy and Dalton Markham, we need you to the mini staging lanes for the final round of the $10,000 shootout.
I'll tell you what, Jeremy, these two finals coming up are going to be real barn burners. You've got some of the greatest in drag racing motorcycles in these two finals.
I tell you what, you watch some of these guys race throughout a whole season, and you can see that they will collectively throughout a season, they will generally they'll pile up more wins than most that you'll see. So none of these 4 racers coming up are a stranger to winning a race. Generally, you come up for a final like this, and the pressure is immense. And you watch these 4 guys, and they're calm and collective as it gets. This is no strange place for them.
I'll tell you what, to start off with 128 entries in that class and pare it down to the final 2, oh my goodness, that had to be some fierce racing throughout the field to get to that final 2.
Yeah, if you go back and look at the elimination sheets throughout the $10,000 race, and you follow down Dalton Markham and Joe Clemmie, you'll see that they were teen or better on the reaction time. There's no room for slipping up or having error, because as soon as you give somebody a tiny window in an event with races of this caliber, that's going to be your last time down the racetrack.
Well, we certainly can't wait for the final in that $10,000 race, and then the Ironman coming up. Of course, once again, that was a hard-fought bracket race, and my goodness, here we are down to the final.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the last round of the 10,000 shootout, Joe Clemmie, he goes out here and cuts an 0:16 reaction time, runs dead on the dial-in, and right next to him, Dalton Markham, wouldn't have been that bad. He was 0:17, and he was one above, and he was out of the throttle. So, there's great potential that Dalton could have been in a dead-on situation had he had it wide open. And, you go look at the other side of the race here, the Ironman race. We started with 106 entries in our Ironman race, and we had 1 round of buybacks. These guys have been racing, round after round. And these guys are laying down laps for 8 rounds. And, it's a massive feat to make it this far and be in the final round.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to those 2 finals. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to make your way to the grandstands, it's not going to be too short a time that you're going to see 2 of the greatest finals in motorcycle drag racing coming up right here at Killcare Dragway. All right, let's make sure we've got the Grandpa Eliminators in 1 and 2. Let's go ahead and get the Sportsman car. I'm sorry, the stick shift cars. All right, the old time drag race stick shift cars. Bring them up in lanes 3 and 4. Old time drag race stick shift cars. Bring them up in lanes 3 and 4. And that'll put the Sportsman cars, you're on standby. Sportsman cars, you're on standby.
We're going to send this last pair of race cars down here, and they're going to kick it off with an 081 reaction time and 098. Let's see what this car and this pickup truck can do. Couple of fast cars there, 639 and the 683. We're now going to switch gears, and we're going to dive right into the final round of the IHRA Ironman Motorcycle Bracket Race. We kicked this thing off with 106 motorcycles bracket racing and 1 round of buybacks. And our final round coming at you in just a minute. We're going to have David Beshara from Columbus, Ohio. And he's going to match up against Nicholas Bowling III. We're going to see what these two guys can make happen here. All right, here we go. Ironman Motorcycle Final. A very, very long day of motorcycle racing yesterday that so much so spilled over into today. We're going to have David Beshara in the left lane and Nick Bowling III in the right lane. David Beshara is up here on his Suzuki Hayabusa. Great-looking motorcycle. Fantastic running motorcycle. He's got it dialed in a 551. And he's going to get chased down by Nicholas Bowling's Kawasaki KZ, dialed in at a 529. Old school Kawasaki drag bike versus a modern style street bike. Neither rider wanted to put these things in the stage beam. Here we go. David Beshara dives right in. David Beshara with a big-time red light, 026 on the red side. Really got a hold of that one. And look over there. He was in trouble. Nick Bowling, 007, dead on 3, 10 total in the final. David Beshara, he goes out there and goes dead on 2. Great laps for both of them, big on the red side. Moving on, Midwest Sportsman Motorcycle Racing, $10,000 shootout. 128 bike field presented by Liguori Drag Racing. Final round. Very, very massive class. Just packed full of some of the most elite motorcycle racers the country has to offer, and we are down to Dalton Markham and Joe Clemmy. 5:47. He's going to run down a 6:06. One thou separate him on the starting line. Give it to Dalton Markham. 0:15 on the tree. 5:51. He goes down there and parks that motorcycle. He can't catch up to Joe Clemmy. Joe's 0:16 on the tree. He goes a 6:04. 0:61 margin of victory. He's going to break it out by 0:19. Congratulations, Dalton Markham, on your event win for the Midwest Sportsman Motorcycle Racing $10,000 shootout presented by Liguori Drag Racing.
Jeremy, I'm telling you right there, they're two of the finest finals. I mean, how exciting can it get? Of all these bikes that were here to try to take home the money, congratulations to your two winners.
Yeah, like I said earlier, you get these guys coming out here. Nick Bowling, 007, dead 3, 10 total for the win. I mean, showing a great display of what it takes to be a winner in an event of this caliber. And, Dalton Markham over here, 0:15. He goes down there and he makes the right decision on the finish line. He can't catch up to Joe Clemmy. He's going to stuff them brakes as hard as he can. He's going to send them packing, and, it works in Dalton's favor. Dalton knows when to and when not to take the stripe at the finish line, and his method worked all weekend long, and here he is. He's going to get his golden helmet and $10,000, and we will see you guys shortly in the winner's circle for an interview with Dalton Markham and Nicholas Bowling.
That's right. We want to invite the two winners of these two great classes to bring your bikes and your crew up to the Killcare Winner's Circle up here at the top of the water box for an interview and congratulations and a presentation of the trophies. So winners, Dalton Markham, David Bashara. Bring those bikes and your crew and your friends for the winner's circle photos and the interview.
one never sees me. I'm losing every battle. Can somebody save me? I'm losing every battle.
All right, listen up to pits. The old-time racers sportsman class. Let's bring them up in lanes 5 and 6. Old-time sportsman class. Bring them up in lanes 5 and 6. Once again, the old-time racers sportsman class. Let's bring them up in lanes 5 and 6.
I believe we're good here.
Hey, Greg.
All right, here we are in the winner's circle. We got Nicholas Bowling Jr. here, the third, sorry. Nicholas Bowling the third, driving all the way up here to win an Ironman motorcycle bracket race here
106 bike field, 1 round of buybacks. I believe we had 8 or 9 rounds total. How in the world do you manage to pull something like this off with this kind of racers here?
Man, it's tough. You got to be O's every pass, and you got to have a bike underneath you. I mean, luckily I had a bike underneath me, and, you know, I was able to do my job, so it just worked out good. A lot of laps.
You ain't kidding. That was a lot of laps. That's a great Kawasaki. Your dad's got plenty of wins on that bike over the years. You know, people for years have feared him at a bracket race, a super comp race, all the way from Ohio, Florida, Tennessee area. And, you know, now here you are out here following his footsteps. You know, I think we can expect to see even more wins from you on this thing.
Oh, yeah, man. It's been a dream so far. I loved racing with my dad the most, and it's great to have him here. He's the best pit man there is, so.
If you had a group of guys that you would want to thank to make all this happen for you, who would you put in place there?
Man, I'd have to thank my sponsor, Weeks Performance, Monstar Race Products for the shift forks, just my buddies over here. They've been more than supportive. Mike Moore with advice the whole race. He's been in my ear every time, so it's worked out great.
Well, congrats again. We're glad to have you guys make the trip. We look forward to seeing you at the next one.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, buddy.
We're still here in the winner's circle for the other class, the Midwest Sportsman Motorcycle Racing $10,000 shootout presented by Liguori Drag Racing. We come up here with 128 motorcycles, no buybacks. Everybody pre-enters at the beginning of the year, so they anticipate this race, from the winner. And Dalton Markham, he's been at these events a couple times here. He's definitely known to be a multi-time champion, multi-time winner. He's found himself in Las Vegas before, so winning an event like this is definitely no surprise. Dalton, run us through your race day and tell us how you managed to pull something like this off.
I don't know. I just focused on the tree all day, even last night. The bike worked flawlessly. I think I changed the dial one time the whole event. I got to thank David Liguori. He helps me a lot. Dave Page. My little brother, he pitted when he got beat all weekend for me, and Nolan, Daddy's bringing you a trophy home.
Well, you guys heard it here. Dalton Markham, like I said earlier, he's following his dad's footsteps on just being victorious any racetrack he goes to. Dalton, congrats again. We look forward to seeing you at the next one.
Putting on a good race.
Thank you, sir. All right, everybody that came out to the event, I know some of you guys are here for the old time drags. Appreciate you guys letting us stay over from our race last night. All of you guys at home from Friday and Saturday and now, running into Sunday, thanks for tuning in and watching. We got a list of sponsors to thank for all of this. Harley Davidson Azenia, thanks for bringing this coverage to everybody free of charge. Thanks for all the racers coming out and the staff here at KillCare. You guys did awesome. We got, we got a great group of guys here that run this facility. Ron Vance, track manager, does an awesome job. We had Joe Hoskins over here working behind the scenes. The man was running around like crazy to make sure everything went as smooth as can be. And it was just an awesome event. Bradley Grothis, thanks for making the trip out here. And my wife Jordan, mom and dad, everybody that was helping, we appreciate it. We will see you guys at the next one.